The lie opens with a tense and unsettling atmosphere, laying the groundwork for a psychological thriller centered around a seemingly ordinary family whose lives spiral into chaos. The film delves into the depths of familial relationships and the moral dilemmas faced when confronted with the ultimate test of loyalty and integrity. The story begins with Kayla, Joey King, a teenage girl on the brink of leaving for school. She is seen in a troubled state, hinting at an underlying conflict. Kayla is accompanied by her father, Jay, Peter Sarsgaard, and her mother, Rebecca, Mireille Enos. They are preparing to send her off to school, a routine that masks deeper, more complex issues brewing within the family. Rebecca is a practical woman, concerned about their daughter's well-being but also grappling with personal doubts and frustrations. One day, Kayla's routine is disrupted. She is meant to take a bus to school, but instead, she and her friend Brittany, Davere Jacobs, end up leaving with Jay in his car. On the way, Jay stops at a remote area, where he leaves Brittany in the car and ventures into a nearby area for an unspecified errand. When he returns, both Kayla and Brittany are missing. Jay frantically searches for them but finds no trace of their whereabouts. His anxiety intensifies as he hears distant shouts and noises, which only heightens his fear. Jay's search becomes increasingly desperate. He eventually calls the police, disclosing that Brittany is missing and insinuating that something terrible might have happened. In a shocking twist, it is revealed that Kayla, in a fit of rage, had accidentally killed Brittany, pushing her away during a heated argument. Jay is confronted with an impossible choice, to turn in his daughter for the crime or to cover up the incident to protect her. His decision is further complicated by the fear that Brittany might still be alive. Jay and Rebecca grapple with their daughter's crime in isolation. They are consumed by guilt and paranoia, struggling to come to terms with the horrifying reality of their situation. The tension between them escalates as they debate the best course of action. Jay decides not to report Brittany's death to the authorities, hoping that keeping Kayla safe and their family intact will somehow justify their actions. Rebecca, meanwhile, is plagued by her own fears and doubts. She finds herself increasingly detached from reality, her behavior erratic and erratic. She seeks solace in her interactions with Kayla, who pretends to be unaffected by the events, showcasing an unnerving calmness that unsettles Rebecca further. The narrative unfolds with increasing complexity as Jay's and Rebecca's attempts to cover up the crime unravel. They engage in a web of deceit, struggling to maintain appearances while concealing the truth. Their relationship deteriorates under the strain of their actions and the constant pressure of hiding their secret. As the police investigation progresses, Jay's attempts to divert suspicion lead him into a series of increasingly dangerous situations. He becomes entangled in a complex game of deceit, where every decision he makes seems to only dig him deeper into trouble. The investigation reveals cracks in the story Jay and Rebecca have constructed, with inconsistencies and lies emerging that cast doubt on their account of events. The psychological toll of their actions begins to weigh heavily on Jay and Rebecca. They find themselves haunted by their choices, grappling with the moral implications of their decisions. Their family dynamic becomes increasingly strained, as each member deals with their own guilt and fears in their own way. In a dramatic climax, the truth about Brittany's death becomes unavoidable. The facade of normalcy that Jay and Rebecca have tried to maintain collapses, and they are forced to confront the full extent of their actions. The film reaches a harrowing conclusion as the consequences of their decisions come to light. The ending of The Lie is both powerful and tragic. The family's efforts to cover up the crime ultimately lead to their downfall. The final scenes reveal the inescapable nature of their actions, leaving the viewer to ponder the devastating impact of their choices. The film closes with a somber reflection on the consequences of deceit and the profound effects of moral compromise. In summary, The Lie is a gripping psychological thriller that explores the complexities of familial relationships and the ethical dilemmas faced when confronted with a crisis. The film's tension and emotional depth are heightened by the strong performances of its cast and its unflinching portrayal of the consequences of deception and guilt. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.